Good morning and welcome to Shave Up. Today we're going to finally get to the video I've been waiting to do for a little while, and it is how to use a safety razor. So we're finally getting to start shaving here. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is get your razor ready. I have two razors with me today. I'm just going to be using one. We have the Gillette Black Beauty. I forget what year it is, but I'll let you know either in the description or in another video with it. And then we have my three-piece razor over here. I was told by the shop owner, the shave shop that's nearby, that this is called a Master Cut, so it's not a very big brand out there. I couldn't find anything about it on the internet, but I may do some more research on that. So first what you're going to want to do is get your blade ready. The blades generally come in two packages. You'll either have one that is in the plastic packaging or one that has some wrapper on it, and it will be either double or single wrap. Some of them have a plastic one and they're wrapped singly. So what you want to do is you open it up. This one is just a package I've already used because I have a dull blade in here, because there's something I wanted to show you. When you're getting your razor ready, you want to, it's really easy to do. With the twist opens, you just twist the bottom and it opens up at the top. Like, there you go. And then you just put the razor in here. This one that I'm putting in right now is a dull razor that I've actually colored the edges, so hopefully we can see something on the camera a little better. Yeah, there we go. So we have the little red. That's the edge of the blade. And you want to make sure that it's even on both sides and not crooked or anything. This razor I don't have to worry about. I've looked at it many times and it always comes out even. But other ones you do want to check, because when I got my three-piece razor, I put a blade in there and I saw that it wasn't perfectly straight when I first did it. So you want to double check every time, unless you have a razor that you already know is even every time. I don't know if it will show on the camera, but it can sometimes be all wiggly, and we don't want it uneven when it's on your face. Here you go. Let's see if that'll catch it. Let's try this trick to see if that works. Yeah, you can kind of see it's a little crooked in there. So when you put it in, you want to make sure that it is straight. And when you're done with your blades, they are still sharp even after they won't shave your face very well. They're still very sharp. So you want to dispose of them in a good way so it's not going to cut anyone if anyone's digging through the garbage or anything like that. So if you have the plastic razors, the plastic case, it usually has a little blade disposal area in the bottom. Razors come out here, and then they have a little disposal in the bottom right there. If you use the paper ones, you can just put it back in the paper, save the paper until, or use the paper from the new blade you open up, put it in there and then throw it away, fold it in half, whatever. What I like to do is I made myself a blade bank out of an old tin can. This had like chicken broth or something with no chunks in it. Punched a little hole in the top and drained it all out. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the video. And I'm just going to get a couple things ready and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back, and today I'm going to be using my Art of Shaving Badger brush and my Prairie Province soap. And this is a hard soap. The soaps come in hard and soft generally. I don't know if I had mentioned that before. And so I'm just going to, like before, in my previous videos, I'll leave a link for those in the description. I'm going to get some lather onto the brush, and that's what it's going to be looking like today. Let's put a little bit more. Alright, so there we go. I have it loaded up, and then I'm going to wet my face real quick. Alright, and then I'm going to face lather today. And I've had my brush soaking while I was in the shower. And I got a little bowl of hot water just like before in the sink. Looks like I need a little bit more water. So then again, we just do just the little tips and there we go. A little bit more. And what I like about doing the face lather is you can feel how it is, like how wet and dry it is. Whereas with the bowl lather, you can't. Alright, so that's feeling pretty good right now. So I'm just gonna put the brush down. And then grab your razor. And you want to run it in under hot water before you shave. And what you can do, just clear off your mouth using the back of your thumbnail, pinkies, finger, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. And that is one thing that I want you to really focus on when you're doing this, is do what works for you. Because there's a lot of stuff out there and a lot of ways to doing things. So find what works for you and do that. Then you'll find out you get really good shapes when you're doing what works. So what you're going to want to do is start on, I generally start on my sideburns, but you can start anywhere. And I'm going to put it horizontally, and then I'm going to tip it until I feel the blade touch my face. And then you don't want to move your wrist, you just move your arm and you start bringing it down. You can pull and stretch your skin a little bit. And then here I'll pull the bottom of my neck, and you want to go with the grain of your hair for the first pass. And you just start following that. And there's one thing that, one bit of information and advice that I got from watching Big John, the mad scientist of shaving, that I really liked and wanted to pass on to you if you haven't seen his videos at all yet. And that is, when you start, do the same thing every day for, again, real quick, put it there flat and you tip it up a little bit. Use the same setup, whether it be, you know, same soap, same razor, same blade, for about 30 days or so before you start changing it out. Rinse off a razor when it gets full, and then you keep shaving. And you want to always be shaving where there's the shaving cream, and try not to go over the same area too many times. That's one thing that I tend to do, because then the shaving cream's already gone and there's no shaving cream protecting your face. But yeah, so good advice from Big John. Use the same setup, razor, blade. Don't use the same blade for the full 30 days, trade it out, but use the same brand. Same shaving cream, same brush. If you're starting off, you may just have one of each, which is perfectly fine. It's a good place to start. But even for myself and other wet shavers, it's a good idea every now and then to take the setup and just keep it the same for a while. Kind of get used to the razor, the soap, or the blade. Or if you're adding something new, you can do that as well. Helps you find out how it works, because you can get different lathers each day. Maybe the first few times that you shave, you don't have a very good lather, but after a while, and you're like, why is it not working? And you keep changing things out. If you keep changing things out, you're not going to figure out what was wrong. But if you keep the same thing, you can find out what was working and what's not, and then change it after a while. I'm going to rinse my face and relather, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I've just relathered and got my face all wet first and then rinsed off and relathered. The shaving cream is going to look a little bit different on your face for the second time because you don't have as much stubble sticking out to grab onto that shaving cream and have it really pop out. With the brush lather, you just kind of set your brush, face lather, and you set your brush on the counter, and that's just where you keep the lather while you shave. Then you go for the second pass. You want to go across the grain or again with the grain if you wouldn't want to go with the grain again. And you'll just, I'm going to go from my ear to my nose. You put it and you tilt it. One thing you can do is you can either use an old blade and dull it, like I did with that one that has the red coloring on it. I dulled that one, but what you can do is to help you find the good angle for your razor is you can use an old blade, and this is just something that I've done. You use old blade, you dull it, and then you can do stuff without worrying about getting cut. And then right here on my face is an area where I can feel the blade. And so that's a good place for me to find out the angle. So then you can just go here. And I feel right about here is a good angle for the shave. And then again, over on this side, line it up and then pop the handle out a little bit. And then hold your razor however it works for you. And then just shave it up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and rinse off and we're going to get ready for the last pass. Alright, so a couple things here. If you feel that your lather is getting really thin and stuff and not doing its job very well, don't be afraid to go back to the puck like I'm going to do today, because I was feeling like it could be a little bit better. Don't be afraid to do that. Go back to the puck or get a little bit more cream on the stuff, because you want to keep your face all nice and safe. You don't want to get chewed up by a razor or anything like that. So if you need to, go ahead and do it. And then you just relather. Let's get a little bit more. And if you nick yourself or you feel you have irritation, one thing I like to do is, I'll show you in just a second here. Added just a little bit of water. Okay. So I had nicked myself. And so, I don't know if you can see it, but like right here. And nicked myself a little bit. So I'm just going to clear away the shaving cream so I know that there I got nicked, or if there's some really bad irritation. That's what I like to do. So I don't go over it again, because if you keep going over it, it's just going to get more irritated or more cut, and you don't want that. So got that done, and let's do it here too. There's a little nick with blood showing through that shaving cream. And then go ahead and you can do third pass. I could go from my nose to my ear. That's across the grain. Because what you want to do is you go with the grain, then across the grain, and then against the grain. And sometimes with the grain may be going up for you. But for me it's generally with the grain and across the grain, up the grain, against the grain. So for against the grain, I'll start down here. Again, get the blade angle right. And then you just go. And you can hear the hairs getting all chopped off. That's one thing I love about the safety razor and the straight razor, is you can actually hear it. And here, there's that spot I cleared away, so I'm gonna shave up to it and skip over it. And we're just going up here. And each razor will have a different sound to it. Some of them you can hear the hairs a little more, and there's the other spot I cleared away. So let's avoid that. You go up the cheeks, skip this part on the neck. And then generally for the goatee area, I generally go with the grain for the last pass as well.
Where's the pizza guy?
It is in the sink.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. It's my beautiful wife. You'll see her in the future. And so then, yeah, you just keep shaving it, and then you're done. And so I'm gonna stop there. Sometimes you can do a fourth pass. Most people generally do 2 or 3. So I'm stopping there for today. And let's just keep the camera rolling. I rinse with hot water or warm water after each pass. And then get all that done. And then you got to rinse out your brush. Alright, and I generally shake it out. Go like this on my fingers as well, get it nice and knock as much of the water out you can. And then it's preferable to put your brush so it's hanging down, so if you get a brush stand or if your brother makes one for you. Thank you, Keith. I love it. I've had my brother made this for me. And you also can have a little razor on there too. But best way is to have the brush hanging, because that lets all the water drip out more. But if you don't have one, you can make one using a coat hanger, wire coat hanger. Just take some pliers and bend it until it works and holds your brush. That's what we did first off when I first started wet shaving. And then my brother made me this one. And so then that will help it dry the best way. If you don't, one thing I've also done, if you have either a brush or your wife has a brush, it works sometimes. It doesn't work with my other brush or some of my wife's other brushes here. But that's a good way to keep it with the bristles down if you want to do that. And so then rinse with warm water, and then I'll switch to cold water and let it get as cold as it can. And then you just rinse your face. And this will shock your skin and stuff, and it feels really nice too. So you get that all taken care of. And then you do your post-shave treatments, which today I'm going to use this. It's a styptic pencil. You can get them lots of drugstores and everything. What you do is you take it, you get it wet, and then you just run it over any of the cuts you have, or you can just run it over your whole face, and it will sting on the cuts and any place where there's irritation. But what it does is it helps seal up those cuts really fast. You don't have to use toilet paper or anything like that. And today I'm just going to go over my entire face. And if you do get it on your upper lip, sometimes it can, when you rinse your face again, because what you do is you put it on, and then you want to rinse it off and dry it, and generally use a piece of toilet paper or a towel, and then you put it back in the case. In the case, this has a little hole in the bottom for any extra water. Put it back, and so that's how you do that. And if you do get it on your lips, it has kind of a lemony metallic taste, I don't know, kind of sour, but it doesn't taste bad, so you don't have to worry about that. But you let it do its job for a little bit, then you rinse your face. Yeah, it's kind of lemony metallic. And it does make your skin very dry, so that's one thing you can do. You can use styptic pencils or alum. I don't have any alum right now. And it helps you get a really good grip on your razor if you're shaving, if you want to. but after you do it, it feels really grabby. And then you use your aftershave. The aftershave balms don't usually have much of a burn. Like this is a Nivea sensitive cooling post-shave balm. They're usually a little bit thicker, and they don't have as much of a sting as the alcohol-based splashes, so they feel really nice. But sometimes I like the sting, so I have both. Yeah, maybe it's stinging a little bit today. Come on. So yeah, there's lots of options out there. Some, so you can find what works for you. And that's one thing that I really love about the shaving is there is so much out there, so you truly can find what works. And then, once you're done, you put everything away, towel, dry up everything, and then you'll be good to go. So next video is going to be on how to use the Shavette, and so we'll go over this next time. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the descriptions down there. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And do what works for you and shave up. Have a great day. One thing I do like to do after I'm finished shaving, I wait a couple minutes, let my face rest a little bit, and then I do what I like to call a wife rating. So what you do is you get your wife, and then you go wife rating.
And then I rub his face.
So?
I think it feels really good.
The wife has spoken. Feels really good. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a great day and shave up.